Yes. You know, I had this out. I'd wanted to look at it in these relationship rates. You know, when you go through the state of Texas and every satellite, yeah, the actual ownership of those satellites. Yes, yes, yes. Now, this morning there was something about these special programs that we have to train other foreign nationals and their sedition against the United States, and the big question of how much explosives do they have in other nations when they get back there. But there's always a big question about banking in Texas. Now, Chase is in Texas, aren't they? Yes. Arizona, California. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They're almost in 20 plus states. Yeah. My concern is there might be a lot of individuals that are paying fees, 3% of withdrawal amount for the conversion rates. Yes. And then $5, whichever is greater. Yes. Non-ATM cash. In fact, I've noticed in a lot of convenience stores they have ATMs that do charge a fee. Could you give me all the point of sale transactions where you could walk in, yeah, you could withdraw some money from an ATM that does charge you a fee, yeah. Now, let's say I was looking at Texas. Okay. Anything out there that I should be aware of that might be, well, housing some some manufacturing of some very special Eden types of food for those that are fish that like to eat worms? And it wasn't that you were going to dog Texas. Now, let's say, okay, that the Bush family did have Houston's radar. Yes, yes, yes. And they thought, well, we're in the state of Texas. It's really, really important to the family. And they thought they would not only use point of sale, but they would use ATMs. Yeah. Can you get me every non-bank ATM in the United States that happens to be privately owned and the actual ownership? The employees that put them in convenience stores and bowling alleys. And, you know, I thought about that. Roller skating. Let's say you're an attractive Texas woman that usually at, oh, maybe 18 years old, though if you like to wear bikinis, might be 16 to 18 years old. And you're an early developer. You've got triple D size breasts. And when you're fully developed, they might be F, they might be J. And we decide to go roller skating together. And you're like, well, could you give me some money? I'm like, well, I'm not paying for everything. But I go to an ATM in Texas and I pull out a couple $100 and I pay, what is that? 3% of the transaction, approximately 6%? No. 4%? No. I pay $6? No. I pay $60? No. I paid $6 to get $200. Now, 1% would be $2. 3% would be $6. Now, as an individual that's always looking for a good business future, why don't you get me the total amounts that are being withdrawn from every non-bank ATM in the nation, but include all credit unions. And then when you focus on Texas, yes, get me all the roller skating rinks. I would love to go roller skating with women that were just wearing bikinis. Myself and maybe a couple hundred very attractive virgins that would like to have a different type of a virginity loss experience. See, I was thinking about this woman that happens to have a baby, and some women just want to break one hymen a month, and that's kind of the agreement. Yes, they're not your best friend, but they are that first bee that's going to be on you when you have your first actual heterosexual sexual experience. Yeah. A lot of women, yes. To really have that love for the male heterosexuality. This it's a concept of do you love the male penis? Yes. Now, it's for the women. It's not my ego, okay? I was because it's not. Okay. This is for you. Okay. Let's say your first sexual experience, yes, with your first penis in your vagina happened to be the most glorious experience where you fell in love with an actual penis of a man. You're not loving me as much as my penis. Yes, he is. Now, to be able to program this love for heterosexuality, it's kind of the opposite of the programming for the love of homosexuality. Yes. Women that love penis will always want to have the penis in their vagina. That's right. And my thought is, if you've never had a sexual experience anymore, yes, we could reprogram all of this kind of weird sort of sexuality. Not to say homosexuality is weird, okay? But let's say you're a dog and you have to pick your nose to get your dick hard. That's somewhat weird. No, I know. Those in the lizard family that, well, I'm going to pick my nose and eat it, and it's going to cause me to be stimulated. It's kind of like women in the preening where they're always rubbing the hair above their eyes, thinking that if I move my sexual nerve endings to my hair instead of leaving them where they were at, they'd have a greater sexual experience. Yeah. My thought is no. It really doesn't work like that. Now, let's say, oh, you want to volunteer, and I want you to have some very special first heterosexual experiences so that you absolutely love the male penis. I give that download to other women that thought they were going to be in the family where they thought that worms were edible and something they should be eating. Yes. What happens is men and women will find a greater sexual attraction to one another. Oh, it's opposite sex attraction instead of same sex. Now, for a lot of men and women that are homosexuals, this is a frustrating concept. Because what if you got reprogrammed to find somebody of the opposite sex sexually attractive instead of programming all of heterosexuality approximately? Well, 93 to 94% of the population to be homosexual. We programmed 100% of the population to be heterosexual, and the only individuals that have some confusion in their sexual identity are the actual homosexual.